So on behalf of PanIIT, I have great pleasure in welcoming all of you to this first session in this track on innovation. I'm really glad for you that you have chosen this track session among, I think, 6 others going on, including very attractive tracks. So I'm really happy that you are here in the innovation session. I wish to introduce the chairperson, the moderator of this session. I am Professor Ganesh, belong to the Department of Management Studies. I'm chairing this session, but the direction would be given by Mr. Gunjan Bagla here on my left, and he is in a short profile. He is going to become the president of PanIIT in the coming year. Okay, so please welcome Mr. Gunjan Bagla. Okay? He is the president of his company PanIIT, and he has tremendous interest in innovation, and he will be moderating the session and also introducing the other speakers. I'll just take a minute to give you an overview. Innovation is a very large topic. We've had some interactions before, and there is a colloquial meaning of innovation. There is an academic meaning of innovation, so you might probably see a good mix of both meanings coming across. And I can tell you that from the trial runs that we had this morning, you're in for a really exciting and enlightening afternoon ahead of you. So welcome again, and Gunjan, your show now. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Ganesh. Okay, so in the interest of correctness, I'm the incoming president of PanIIT USA. I live in Los Angeles, and we have a vibrant alumni movement in the United States. The present president of PanIIT India or chairperson is Ashank Desai. I didn't want to create any confusion about the relative roles. And in my professional work, I run a company called Amrit, which is a management consultancy. And one of our key initiatives is looking at the globalization of innovation. We have our global innovation practice, where we look at Western companies that are engaging with India and to some extent with China to broaden their themes around innovation, around research, around development. And we think that tremendous excitement is present already about how India is going to play a much larger role. Okay, so that's just by way of what interests me in this subject. We have a real powerhouse group present for you today on the stage. But before we talk about the stage, let me find out about the audience. How many of you are students? Raise your hand if you are. Okay, so about a third. How many of you are alumni of institutes other than IIT Madras? Okay. And how many of you are IITM alums? Okay. Now, how many of you are visiting from overseas? Okay. And so the balance of the crew is from India. We have a nice mix that should give the speakers a good sense of the audience. And do we have any entrepreneurs in the audience? A fair number. Okay. Any innovators in the audience? I want to see every hand up for that one. Okay, good. Wonderful. So we have a very structured program here, and we'll go as quick a pace as you will allow me to. We have 2 keynote speakers. They will go first, and subsequently we have 6 panelists that will speak very briefly about their subject. And then comes the most important part, which is the interaction with the audience. Okay, this is not meant to be a one-way conversation. Okay, so you are the most important part of this whole panel, this whole discussion. And so have your questions ready and handy. And I think there is a structured way to do that as well. Are there notes circulating, Dr. Ganesh? Note time? There's a structure that, for those of you who are shy, you can use the note slips to ask your questions, and they'll be filtered on to Dr. Ganesh. Those of you who are bold enough can stand up and ask the questions. I can deal with that as well. Okay. So much by way of setup. Our first speaker is Dr. M.S. Krishnan, who's come all the way from Michigan. And I'm sure many of you have heard of the latest book that Dr. Krishnan co-authored with C.K. Prahlad. It's called The New Age of Innovation. Okay, how many of you have seen that book? Terrific, terrific. Okay, and the subtitle is Driving Co-Created Value with Global Networks.